right, boys and girls, welcome to the Foliage 5000, where we go very fast, make a lot of noise, and the camera only looks at trees. I will be your host, Zanzibar X Elion Jr. the 14th, and with me, as always, is the high and mighty Archibald Clapham Cheeks.
Not technically my legal name, but, you know, it's what I am known as.
I came up with that name this morning, and like halfway waking up, going. There was a character in one of the books that I enjoy a great deal called the Cryptonomicon, and the kind of a posh British officer in World War II, and his last name is Clapham Lee. And it's always been in the back of my head, going, "You can definitely do something with that. Come on, son!" And somehow or other, I remembered the basketball player and coach, Maurice Cheeks.
Mo Cheeks.
And then I was like, okay, now I need the poshest first name possible, and I'm bound and determined I will write a story about Lord Archibald Clapham Cheeks. I just don't have a plot or anything, so it's going to be...
So you need the details. Well, hopefully people will volunteer some details for you in the comment section.
Somebody give me some kind of direction to go on for Lord Archibald Clapham Cheeks, and we'll see what we can do with a creative writing project.
Weird. Christopher Streppen posted a lap time there, but it didn't seem to count, which is a bit weird. Go figure.
Indeed. How long... Oh, wait. Before I talk shit, did he qualify? Oh, he has qualified. Yeah, he's in first. Max Simmons. I was going to say, how long is it going to be before Max Simmons even puts up a lap?
Well, we're probably about to see that pole change hands as Mike Stofmeel coming across the line. First place.
Yeah, buddy. Half second faster. Eat shit.
So Mike Stofmeel moves to the top of the time charts here with a little bit under 10 minutes to go. This is Spa Francorchamps, of course. This is the finale of the IndyCar Formula USA series that we've been doing here with teams. Championship up for grabs between Team UPS, which are these brown cars here, driven by Daniel Hernandez. New flag for Daniel. He's sporting the Venezuelan, I do believe.
Venezuela.
Flag there. Interesting move. I thought he was sporting the US flag previously. And Team Cobalt, which will be the white, blue, and red cars that you'll see. There will also be a couple of green cars from the bot crew, but they have no actual chance of the title. They will be finishing in third place, and there is nothing at this time that they can do about it. Spa is, of course, one of the most challenging tracks in the world. It's recognized as a driver's track. A win here, or even a solid performance, has always meant a ton. And these cars are not terribly easy to drive. So, Daniel Hernandez, fourth place for the Academy driver. Big, bringing it hard, Daniel Hernandez.
Did you know that Venezuela is a country technically west of Africa?
Yes.
And technically also east of Africa.
That is also true.
Yay, global humor.
Douglas DeGroat here, another Academy driver. This is the Cobalt car I was talking about here. Red, white, and blue. The colors of the American flag. Although not really in any way a pattern of the American flag, so that's where that ends. Anyways, they are dubbed Team Freedom as they are attempting to take the title here. Currently, they are, and I have the standings up this time. Haha, I'm smart.
Hey.
They are currently...
I mean, I could just make up some standings.
They are currently 21 points behind Code Brown, which is the UPS team. 1,284 to 1,263. Here's Martin Edmonds, who, if I may say, a little out of place down in 6th place, behind an Academy driver. We'll see if he can do better. He has put up a purple first sector, although a very poor second sector. 1.3 off, and that was after going purple in Sector 1.
Would I recommend just power slide all the corners? You don't have to slow down that much that way.
That will murder the tires, although
He's going to do it anyway.
So yeah, fair enough. Here we go through the bus stop chicane, which is pretty much the end of the lap. A little bit too much curb there from Martin, lost a little bit of speed. And coming to the line now, has he got a better lap time? He does, as he moves up into 4th place.
Wrong. Oh, maybe you're right.
This is Max Simons, who was on pole when we started watching, or at least when we started recording. We've been watching a while. Not a very good run through the bus stop for him either. He's looking real good for a good lap time here, maybe to overhaul Christoph Verstappen, but I think the bus stop may have ruined it. And it did not! Within a tenth of a second of Mike Stofmeel. Great third sector.
Very nice.
Here is the bot car. Wayne Hutchinson is representing bot along with Ireland's Liam Curtin. Everyone should be running the alternate tires right now. I will take a quick peek to see if anyone is trying to qualify on primes. No one is, so that's good. Of course, we have two different tire compounds here. The red sidewall alternates are faster, but will wear quicker. In qualifying, it is a no-brainer. You want to use these, but what role they'll play in the race is always a bit questionable. We saw a couple of drivers work them in at Lausitz, but they have been inconsistent.
I think they'll probably be barbarians if they're going to do role play with the car with tires.
I mean, probably.
It's got red sides. It's got to be a barbarian.
Could be an orc.
Well, I mean, sure, but I mean, orc barbarian or like orc wizard.
Well, I mean, like even space orcs. I mean, keep in mind the red ones go faster.
What about space wizards?
I mean, those are just called psychers.
You're not wrong.
Liam Curtin up to 8th place.
Liam Lace Curtains.
Richard DeRouche kind of far down the picking order there in 9th. I expected improvement from him. No lap time yet from Luciano Echazzo.
All I can hear in my head now is Black Curtains by Megadeth. Thanks, Liam, you big jerk.
Here's Douglas DeGroat, another couple of Academy drivers to keep an eye out. We got Daniel Hernandez, James Butler, Liam Curtin, Javier Perez Torres, Douglas DeGroat, and Zach Hemstrom, the current leader in the Academy Series.
Douglas Big Scroat DeGroat.
Not much of a battle from a driver's standpoint in the championship right now. I'm pretty sure Mike Stofmeel's got it wrapped up in a silver blanket.
For, like, heat reflective purposes?
Oh, no. You know what? It's still very open, actually. 4 drivers are within 10 points of each other at the top of the standings. Mike Stofmeel, Christoph Verstappen, Martin Edmonds, and Wayne Hutchinson.
Hutching stuff.
I have to correct myself for having added an N to Wayne's name for like forever, and it's proving difficult.
You're the worst because I didn't ever bother to look at his name when you started saying Hutchinson. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
I know it's all my fault.
It's usually my job to go, no, wrong.
And sometimes I'm right though. For example, Murray Iwanchuk.
Yeah, sure, the big Ewok chucker. Shout out to the Ewok checker who's not participating today. He
usually only does the Assetto Corsa stuff.
He got the bullets taken out of the gun. We wish him a speedy recovery.
Using my new Camelback watering system for this
full
battle.
of vodka, I presume.
No, it's water mixed with gin.
Very nice. Just got to figure out how to fit ice cubes in there.
That's true. That'll be the next step.
Oh, they do make some like long, thin ice cube makers. I'll look them up.
Well, I mean, technically, you can make an ice cube in any shape. You just need a mold.
Yeah, I know. But they make them for water bottles and stuff.
Here we go. Richard DeRouche, purple first sector. You know what? That first sector Mike Stofmeel put up must not be very good. We've seen a couple of people go purple. So we'll see if he can promote himself here from 9th place. Richard is generally one of the quicker guys in the field. Has a really, really good feel for the open wheelers and took a podium recently at the Lausitz race.
I found him. There you go. There's a link. Let's look at that later.
Oh, no!
Dang.
That's not how you actually get a good lap in, Richard.
I mean, that's not. I was impressed. I don't know why you're talking shit.
Christopher Streppen heading into the back stretch of the track. Oh no, not quite. This is still entering Pouillon, actually. I think.
Agent Pouillon? Are you trying to get a rise out of me, Agent Pouillon?
I mean, maybe. I will probably. Oh, someone is in the wall there.
Weren't me.
Was not. Was one of the Cobalt cars. I could say that much, which narrows it down to I think about 5 cars. Let's see, Cobalts. So we got Christoph Verstappen in the wall. Could have been Martin Edmonds, or it could have been John Barker, or Douglas DeGroat, or James Butler. Those are your most likely candidates. Max Simons with a purple first sector. We'll see if he can put together a good second and third sector and take the fight to Mike Stofmeel once again.
I mean, that's a lofty goal.
He's only 0.267 behind him, so he's again, Mike Stofmeel was prepping for the ADAC ESR, or not ESR, ADAC Esports event, and is here instead, so he may be a little bit short on practice.
And also, basically, is a giant scrub. I mean, come on.
That being said, Spa being such a track, I imagine he's heavily familiar with it, and he is indeed on the pole as time runs low here. I don't think we'll see any lap times from anybody else. So it looks like it's going to be Mike Stofmeel from Max Simons, Christopher Streppen, Wayne Hutchison, Martin Edmonds, Daniel Hernandez, James Butler, Liam Curtin, Richard DeRouche, Douglas DeGroat, Javier Perez-Torres. Really low down there is Luciano Echazo, and then Zach Hemstrom and John Barker. Any surprises to you, Mr. Byron?
I am completely surprised that Daniel Hernandez is not in jail right now. Oh wait, that's the other Daniel Hernandez. My bad. I just watched. There's this guy on YouTube called Traplore Ross. I think I went over this before, but he's been doing this 6 or 7 part expose on like the history of Tekashi 6ix9ine, who's a noted retard and snitch.
Yes.
And it's actually been pretty interesting. Like, he's gone over every single little detail here and there. It's been very, very interesting to watch it unfold. I didn't care about him before, and I certainly don't now, but it's been interesting. Also, Tekashi 6ix9ine's real name is Daniel Hernandez. So, hence the joke if anybody didn't know or didn't care, and I don't if you don't care now.
We are waiting for somebody to join the grid there, towards the back. Looks like there we are. And we've got red lights. Here we go. Actually, there's a lot of vibration in these cars.
Well, hey,
one of the Code Browns had some contact. Oh God!
Yeah, hey!
Somebody off the track. That is Daniel Hernandez falling back with no front end.
Holy free holy. Looks like Zach's starting out with the alternate tires.
You are correct. Zach Hemstrom going with the red sidewalls, which is interesting. We'll see if it pans out. I don't know if there's really a tremendous value to it. James Butler had a great start. He's up to 5th. Trying to go around Max Simons. Simons got a really poor start there. And instead of battling for the lead, is now battling to retain 4th. Luciano Echazo up to 7th, so he's had a really good start as well.
Yep,
Wayne Hutchison.
Either Zach's in the pits or he's just out.
Well, let's have a look. He is out, judging by the parking of the car.
Yeah, he was 100% damaged on my screen, and I'm not surprised. Hernandez is also 100% damaged, but as we've established in the past, it doesn't always mean anything.
Well, Hernandez is the one that we saw hit the wall and lose his front end, so that would be the damage. So he's trying to limp around to the pit lane to make an early stop.
Well, just do a U-turn, it's fine.
Stofmeel leads from Verstappen, Edmonds, Simons, and then rounding off the top 5 is James Butler. Really bad start for the Bot boys. They're down to 8th and 9th.
I think I might have cursed Hernandez with all that Tekashi 6ix9ine stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but we'll see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do the whole guilty by association thing, but I mean, Rico charges are Rico charges.
Oh, little bit contact!
Grand teammates, get a little frisky.
Verstappen, is he damaged? It's not showing any damage, just really slow out of the corner there. So contact between the two Cobalt leaders, and that has allowed UPS to take a 1-2 at the moment. Stofmeel from
They're just very friendly.
Richard Derouche up to 6th place. Luciano Chazo is 7th. Verstappen on the tail of Martin Edmonds. If I'm Martin, I'm a little nervous right now.
The brakes telling me no, but my throttle is telling me yes.
And right. Martin Edmonds surrenders the spot into Leco.
Huh?
It's turn name.
Oh. Weird. Should give corners cool names like Thunder Death.
The general... Well, there are a couple like that. Like Mid-Ohio does have has a corner called Thunder Valley.
I mean, a whole valley seems excessive.
Generally speaking, what you get with corner names is they reference the landmarks of the circuit, for example, such as Club Corner is by the clubhouse at Silverstone.
Oh, they don't give you a club sandwich?
They don't give you a club sandwich.
That's fucking low.
Other corners are, of course, named after individuals. For example, at the Imola race that we recently did for 3D Speed, there was the Villeneuve Variante, which is named after Gilles Villeneuve. Usually, dead drivers tend to get their names attached to them.
So, like the racing equivalent of random crucifix on side of highway.
Kind of. I'd say it's yeah, it's kind of. Oh, Luciano Chazo trying to go through at the bus stop. That did not make it. I don't know what the bus stop's deal is, because there's no way it references an actual bus stop.
They should definitely name something the car wash.
Can't think of one that's called the car wash, but you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. At the upcoming race for the Academy, there's going to be Corkscrew Corner.
Ooh. So they gave you wine?
It'll just make you feel like you've gone through a corkscrew.
No, I think they should definitely have people, like, at the side of marathons and stuff, people handing out beverages. You should definitely have somebody just, like, handing out glasses of wine to the drivers as they go through the corkscrew.
I mean, could do.
It'll be great.
Richard Derouche under pressure from Luciano Ichazo. They've kind of charged through the grid together. And they are on the tail of James Butler, as Derouche gave up the inside line there, but managed to retain the position, and Ichazo did not get through successfully. This is a key battle, of course, as this is Team Freedom versus Team Code Brown, battling for the championship. Code Brown's got a 1-2 in the race right now, but it is Freedom 3rd through 6th place, so they are doing quite well as well. And there is Douglas de Groot representing the Freedom team as well. Of course, Code Brown has lost a car, Zach Hemstrom, and a second car effectively with the pit stop of Daniel Hernandez.
Douglas, Billy de Groot's gruff.
It's a long race, though, so Hernandez may come back into play.
Hell yeah. What you do is you brake check everybody until they're all dead, and then you win.
These are options.
He's so far behind, he's now out in front. Just brake check everybody.
Except to be brake checking his own teammates first.
Sacrifices must be made to the Dark Lord.
I also don't know if I want to brake check in these cars. They're very easy to damage.
I'm sure the nose comes off easier than the fucking back axle.
You are correct, but the back... Oh, Douglas de Groot spins it.
See, I was joking earlier about the U-turn to get in the pits, so, don't do that.
So the problem is that the rear end of these cars, if damaged, is really complex to fix, so you're looking at a long pit stop.
Oh, well, just put a giant iron plate on there. You've seen Death Race. Just put drop the tombstone on it.
Tombstone, yeah. Richard Derouche overtaking James Butler for 5th place there. I think that was a little bit cooperative from Butler to let the faster car through.
On the death race, though, did you know they released a sixth one?
Yeah, they've not been particularly good.
I kind of want to watch them. Like, I know I saw the second one. I don't remember if I've seen the third one. I didn't know they'd made a sixth one.
Third one's the third one's in the desert. And has Dougray Scott.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I've seen that one then.
Yeah, it's the whole tracking of who's the first, like, who's the Frankensteins, basically.
Oh, right.
And there, of course,
the prequel.
No, the second one, as far as I can ascertain, is the first one.
Right. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm getting it all. Anyway, I should probably just watch them all again.
Including the original one, which I don't know if it fits into the continuity of the other ones in any way. The David Carradine one. As far as I can ascertain, the original Frankenstein is Luke Goss's character. Luke Goss?
Yeah.
And then it's Dougray Scott, and then it's Jason Statham.
This all makes sense.
So James Butler on the tail of teammate Richard DeRouche, although he let him through recently. Oh, Richard getting a little out of sorts there at La Source. And now they head down towards perhaps the most famous turn in all of racing, the Eau Rouge Complex!
Yeah, it's pretty simple, actually.
It really isn't because of how angled the track is there.
Well, obviously they've never raced on my Trackmania tracks.
It kind of feels like a Trackmania corner, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those things that, honestly, if you ever tried to do Eau Rouge, like, flat out in any car, you just can't appreciate how difficult that turn is.
I feel like we should definitely... We do this every, 3 or 4 years, where we try and figure out how can we make Trackmania, actually available to play for people, multiplayer, and we always run into a brick wall.
Yeah, it's always problematic. We do it all the time on LAN parties, but that's, of course, a LAN connection as opposed to an internet connection.
Yeah, we just need to be able to fake a LAN connection.
We did that at one point with, can't remember the software, but it basically fakes a LAN connection through the internet.
It's got to be more doable now than it's ever been before.
I imagine so.
Anybody interested in seeing some ridiculously horseshit racing tracks that apparently are very popular with a certain crowd of people, holler at Mike and we'll figure something out. I'll make more tracks. Because I think you're the only one with all the tracks anymore.
Anthony also has all of them.
Good old Anthony.
Actually, he's probably missing your Spa Day track. Which ironically, of course, was inspired by this track.
Indeed, very much so. I started trying to make Trackmania tracks based on actual tracks, and I did at least 2, maybe 3.
I think 3.
Yeah, I did. Well, I think I did Spa 2 different ways, and then I did something else.
You did Red Bull Ring.
Oh yeah. I should probably do
Knutsdorf. You did Knutsdorf.
Oh yeah, right. Knutsdorf. Nuts off. Cut your Knutsdorf.
Luciano Echazo on the tail of the Freedom Cars of Richard DeRouche and James Butler. Mike Stofmeel is not that far ahead of Max Simons, actually. They're in shot of each other.
Speaking of Knutsdorf, shout out to Wayne Hutchinson. Or no, Wayne. Was it Wayne? Yeah, it was.
Not actually sure what you're getting at for a change.
Nothing? Never mind. Carry on.
Wonder if Simons will even really attack Stofmeel, though, in the interest of team politics.
Oh, no, I am wrong. It wasn't Wayne, it was Murray.
Okay.
My bad.
Echazo is caught up behind the Freedom car. Speaking of Wayne Hutchison, right behind. He is the top block car. Liam Curtin has dropped to the back of the pack, so he must have made a pit stop. I would certainly hope, anyways.
And just bring the pain, Wayne Hutchison.
Apologies to Liam. We missed whatever happened with you. Although, to be honest, you might be happy about that. Oh, Luciano around the outside of the bus stop. And then James Butler into the wall. That really went badly very quickly for Mr. Butler.
That was just a firm handshake. No shenanigans there.
He might be able to get into the pits from there, though. We'll have to see. He is in the pits. No, he is not in the pits. Oh, that is... Oh, boy. He's going to have a full lap with a car that looks very painful to drive right now. No front end. No scoops on.
Speaking of death race.
Yeah. Well, we wish James Butler good luck as he tries to soldier on and get her around to the pit lane once again. Oh god, he's in the pit lane exit. And not because I think he intended to. I think he couldn't do Eau Rouge with no front end.
Oh man.
And he'll drop probably quite a ways back there. John Barker overtaking him now. So we'll see where he is in relation to Daniel Hernandez and Liam Curtin, who we believe have made pit stops. Well, we know Hernandez made pit stop. We believe Curtin did, either that or he just had a series of, like, really terrible laps is the only other option I can think of. Max Simons.
All I can hear is Black Curtain in my head again. God damn it.
That'll happen.
Black Curtains.
Max Simons in close attention to race leader Mike Stofmeel.
As well you should.
They are being caught ever so slightly by Christopher Streppel. Whoa! What happened? What happened?
Crisscross applesauce on that
one. Mike Stofmeel had a problem by the looks of it. Max Simons to the lead. Verstappen also through.
It's a little early in the race to maybe making a pit stop, I think.
He's not in the pits, so...
Somebody went in the pits. Or at least it looked like it. Maybe I had a little perspective problem.
I think it's a perspective problem because I'm not seeing anyone in the pit lane, although we are expecting James Butler to hobble his way in there.
I also am a perspective problem, but there you go.
Wayne Hutchison up to 7th place with the misfortune of James Butler. So Mike Stofmeel will now have to come back from 4th place. We'll see what he can do.
Zach Hemstrom still with the alternate tires. It's a bold move.
He's out of the race.
That's the joke.
So there is Stofmeel. He's not showing any damage. That's the good thing. The bad thing is he was overtaken by 3 cars.
I mean, I don't think that's a big problem for him, but okay.
Surprisingly enough, he doesn't have the fastest lap of the race. That belongs to Max Simons with a 55.599. James Butler in the pit lane. Stofmeel's fastest lap is only a 55.71, so about shade over a 1/10 of a second slower.
Oh.
So we're having a look at James Butler right now, looking where he comes out. So he's going to be behind Daniel Hernandez, so his only hope is to get out ahead of Liam Curtin. There is Curtin in the background, the green and black car coming through. So Butler is going to drop to the back with this pit stop.
No one cared who I was until I pushed on the gas.
Which does make sense, because Butler honestly took damage at the absolute last spot you'd want to take it. He was beyond the pit stop entrance and had to do basically an entire lap with no front wing.
Correct. Well, what he should do is just drive backwards then, right?
That would be illegal.
I don't see how, as long as you're making forward progress. Just flip the car around and hit reverse, baby.
These cars do not go nearly as fast in reverse.
Well, that might be true.
So Mike Stofmeel
currently pushing the pass.
Well, we don't know, because that's, of course, unfortunately a glitch. Although the Camel Straight is a place where you might use it, so maybe.
I'll give that one a firm 62% chance of being correct.
Well, he is catching up to the back of Martin Edmonds. Wondering how Martin's tires are, because we're approaching kind of that first pit stop window, and we know Martin tends to be one of the first ones in.
I'm going to go with they are as greasy as the poutine he loves.
As they head through Pouillon, which will probably be one of the more difficult areas for Edmunds' tires.
Are you trying to get a race out of me, corner Pouillon?
Of course. Luciano Echazo on the tail of Richard Roche. These guys have been battling pretty much the whole race, and for the time being, Grande Ricardo has the advantage.
See, it's weird. Stofmeel is not slicing up the competition. I figured he just made a mistake, time to reset, and then he just started trucking on through, but not so much. He actually has lost a second to Edmunds.
Yeah, he's not necessarily, like I said, he doesn't have the fastest lap, so he's, well, I would still say on a lap-to-lap basis has the greatest chance of being the fastest guy. It's just not, it's not the gap that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, it's just, it is very interesting.
He is right up on Edmunds now, though.
Oh, there you go. So the whole thing is a total behind the leader, not a gap between each guy.
No, it's a gap between each guy. He's 2/10 behind Edmunds right now.
No, I'm looking at the
okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I thought that was he's 11 seconds behind Edmunds, who is 10 seconds behind the guy.
No, he's 11 seconds behind the leader. And in fact, he's now ahead of Martin Edmunds.
Hey!
Making the overtaking to Les Combes. Les Combes is proving to be a bit of a popular overtaking spot.
The comb?
The comb.
I don't know what those are. That's not true. I use one on my beard.
I don't really have to comb my beard. It's not quite that long. But,
mine is long and wild. Well, not long. It doesn't grow any longer than when you saw it.
Mine kind of has to... Mine requires combing, but I usually can just do it with my fingers.
Yeah, it's also made out of 18-gauge wire, so whatever.
I'm not. You got a longer beard than I am. I'm not criticizing.
You should grow the giant wizard beard, because I can't do that. It just doesn't grow long enough.
Mine will grow long enough. You've seen some pictures. It can get pretty bushy, but at the moment,
grow the wizard beard. Everybody who wants Mike to grow the wizard beard, please leave a comment below.
Luciano Echazo coming up behind Richard Roche into the bus stop. This is where he made the move on James Butler, but is not close enough to Richard to make a difference. Butler, by the way, is overtaking John Barker, so that means John Barker in the pit lane. This could be a scheduled stop, but he also has damage, so Barker in the pits. And rejoining the track in approximately 12th position. So we have seen pit stops from Hernandez, Butler, Barker, and Curtin. Of those, I think only Barker may have been able to work it into his fuel stop. The other three pitted due to damage. Oh, Luciano Echazo's got the inside line heading into Les Combes. I believe this is Les Combes.
I have no idea. You could just tell me it's whatever corner you want. I would believe you.
It is Les Combes. It's after the Camel Straight.
Les Combes, Les Combes, Les Combes, Les Combes, Les Combes.
And Echazo got it. We were taken away from that. I should have overruled the auto director there, but I forgot. That's my bad.
It didn't auto overrule me. It showed me the whole thing. I was very impressed, unlike some people.
I got moved over to another battle. So we're pretty much at where we should see some pit stops, unless this is going to be a one-stop race. I don't know, but I can't imagine. Oh, somebody in the James Butler. James Butler in the wall again. Better spot this time, but that's going to cost him big. Should be able to work this into an actual fuel stop, though. Somebody in the pit lane there.
Strip off for Christians.
It is, I think it's Max Simons. It is Max Simons in the pits.
That's probably
no damage on the car, so this is a scheduled stop for new tires and fuel.
I'm getting the wrong banners on the wrong. They're showing Max in the pits, but they're giving me Christoph's banner. Like, that's a little confusing, guys.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't update as much as you like. So let's see where Simmons comes out of the pits.
15th place.
Richard DeRouche in the pit lane, Luciano Echazo in the pit lane, so they're pitting together. We'll see who can get out of the pits faster. Simmons appears to have rejoined ahead of Javier Perez Torres. Wayne Hutchinson must have also hit the pits or made a mistake. Sure, what happened to him? He's dropped back. Oh, Luciano going bold. He's going red sidewall tires.
Ooh, that's a bold move, Cotton.
He's also lost a spot to Richard DeRouche, so slower in the pit lane than Richard, but on the alternate tires. He has got to get moving now. Wayne is right behind him, so I think we missed a pit stop from Wayne is what that is. And James Butler in the pits getting repairs now. Douglas DeGroat in the pit lane. That'll be for tires and fuel, as he is not showing any damage.
It'd be kind of funny if Wayne's last name was Johnson. I mean, there's the obvious Johnson jokes you can make, but also lots of Western jokes. Lost opportunity.
Daniel Hernandez up to 10th place, but a bit out of sequence in terms of pit stops. And that is Douglas DeGroat rejoining behind him. Oh, Douglas is going alternate tires.
This is an interesting wave of ridiculousness.
So we got red sidewalls for Echazo and DeGroot. We'll see if that pays off. As the camera is taking us on a lovely tour of the nature scenery of Spa Francorchamps.
I mean, I'd be impressed if the graphics were a little bit better.
They're not great. Martin Edmonds in the pit lane, as is Christoph Verstappen and Mike Stofmeel. So top three are in.
Cha-cha. Oh, he hit that guy.
Went right through.
Magic.
Okay, we'll see where they come out, and we'll see where Max Simmons, who of course was the leader. Oh, Max into the lead, so Max still retains the lead through one pit stop. And Mike Stofmeel rejoins in third place, so nothing really changed. Verstappen out before him, Edmonds. Martin Edmonds, one of the last ones to pit. Who saw that coming? Who had that in the pool?
Nobody. I figured he would have had 3 pit stops by now, just to change tires.
So the next lap will be really interesting because we'll see what Echazo and DeGroot can do on a legally timed lap. Who'd they pick up a spot over? Oh no, I'm forgetting that Butler crashed. Right. I was thinking Echazo picked up a spot. That is not the correct case. So we'll see what Echazo and DeGroot do here on their first lap on the red sidewall tires. That will count. One of the UPS cars into the pit lane. That is Daniel Hernandez, who of course is a little bit off cycle due to his early pit stop. I believe that brings us to everybody except perhaps Liam Curtin has cleared their first required pit stop. Not required, but theoretically needed pit stop. Luciano Echazo up on the tail of Richard DeRouche. Now, if Luciano cannot put up like a 1 minute 55, 1 minute 54, I don't know if this gamble is going to be particularly valuable.
What if he puts up 1 minute flat?
Although everybody did go later than they've usually been going. Like we saw some pit stops at about more like the 25-minute mark of the race as opposed to 20 or 17. So maybe the tire wear is not quite as extensive here today.
I was gonna say, is the strategy to try and pass so many people, make up so much ground that you can do an extra pit stop for tires later? And
either that or just run like a long sector on your last batch of tires. Be willing to be slow at the end, but just have track position. 56.4, by the way, for Luciano. Not much faster than his previous lap, so I'm not sure that the performance gap for these red sidewalls is really worth it. Of course, he was up behind somebody, so maybe just not an ideal lap. We'll see what Douglas does.
Good old Drew Lista Doug.
Douglas's fastest lap on the prime tires was a 58.2. Let's see what he does here on the red sidewalls.
That would be a 58 flat. No wonder just 58.
Luciano does fly past Richard DeRouche at Lake Combe, but he'd done that before, so that's not so much a tire thing.
It'd be interesting now that he's got out front. Maybe he can do something impressive.
Well, Douglas did put up a really good lap there, a 56.3, so 1.9 seconds faster than his previous fastest lap.
Very nice.
Looks like those red sidewall tires may be worth as much as 2 seconds a lap. But it depends on where they fall off. How many laps can you get a decent pace out? We got a third one gambling on the red sidewalls, Byron. Liam Curtin into the pits and has swapped on to the alternate tires.
This excites me in ways I should not express orally.
What's actually interesting is that one car from each team has gone red sidewall tires. So it's not even a team thing.
Is this a team strategy thing? Like, we need one guy on crazy tires, and we're just going to push him down the hill.
I mean, it would be worth it maybe to have one. Like Liam, of course, is behind Wayne, so maybe Wayne is trying to use Liam as an experiment almost to figure out how those red sidewalls do.
You get like one guy to possibly, for lack of a better term, break trail. So you just everybody Hoover Poons like right behind him and uses the slipstream to go faster as a team.
Could be. It's called team drafting, so yeah, definitely a thing.
That sounds boring. I like my analogy better.
So we just had another lap from Luciano Echazzo, 55.4, so he is going quicker. That is, in fact, the fastest lap of the race, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Almost.
I would like to point out that your boy Strip Off for Christian is almost that fast on prime tires. So
yeah, Christoph is actually the fastest guy on the track on primes and was 0.003 of a second faster than Luciano Echazzo.
You imagine what he could do with the Avengers tires.
I mean, we'll see if people are paying attention, they may. Now, mind you, there's no way for them to know who's on what tire unless they're close to them, so it's a bit of a problem. That would be actually an advantage of listening to us live if we were actually live streaming. You get some tactical notes.
Correct. We can harass people in chat.
But so no one really knows unless the teammates are talking about it. So that's gonna be the thing. Like, is Luciano feeding Mike Stofmeel and Max Simon's ideas with the alternate tires? Is that something that's happening with Douglas DeGroat and the Freedom guys? Is this Liam feeding information to Wayne?
Or is this a Kung Pao enter the fist thing? We trained him wrong on purpose as a joke.
Interesting note. Oh, James Butler is out of the race.
No!
I was going to say, James Butler was in the pit lane, which was unexpected because he wasn't damaged. But it looks like he's just out. Max Simons continues to lead.
I mean, if I don't have James Butler in the race, it's barely even worth commentating on, really.
Luciano's last lap was a 55.9, so again, pretty quick. So the red sidewall is holding up well now, although it should be mentioned Douglas DeGroat's last lap was not great. That could be that DeGroat made a mistake, though, as opposed to the tires slowing down. Nice to see some gambles, though. It's whether I agree with them or not, it is interesting to see different strategies at play.
Correct. I mean, it's not like Liam has anything to lose. He's in last.
That's true. I mean, I appreciate this from Liam's point of view, particularly. He's got to think outside the box to get back in this. So
yeah,
red sidewalls is totally.
Go for a rip there, bud. Oh, fuck yeah.
Don't mind it from Luciano's point of view either, or Douglas DeGroat's. They're also trying to make things happen.
I think it'd be way more entertaining if Martin was rocking them, but I mean, that's just me.
That I would never agree with.
It doesn't matter if you agree or not. It's still entertaining.
I remember he tried the alts at Indianapolis, and they went away pretty much immediately.
That's hilarious. I just want to see Martin rocketing around the track on just steel rims.
Liam Curtin on the red sidewall tires just posted his best lap of the race, 57 flat. Not appreciably a big gain, though, for him. So hopefully he can do more. And we got DeGroots, goddamn.
He's been upgraded.
Look at Douglas DeGroots' car right now, missing front end. So that's gonna pretty much kill his red sidewall bid, as he is going to be overtaken. That is not for position. That is for lap. Probably Wayne Hutchison. Or Liam Curtin, perhaps. Come on, Douglas. Get it around. Get it around. We'll see what Douglas can do. He'll try and drag his way around to the pit lane.
Lay on your way, shite. Put it on the thing and the stuff and the... shit, I lost all my accents. It's probably
Max.
going more Scottish than Irish anyway.
Max, well, I mean, if you want Irish, go check out the Irish Romulans on Star Trek Picard.
Irish Romulans?
It's a bit weird. It's a little
They're
jarring.
having a bit of the troubles, are they?
A little bit. By the way, Daniel Hernandez, who got really beat up on lap 1, he's stuck with it. He's up to 9th place. So, there you go. Now, we expect the next wave of pit stops in around 7 minutes from now, so we'll see what happens with the red sidewalls, if anyone else goes for the gamble or whatever. Douglas DeGroot almost has gotten himself around to the pit stop. There he is. Into the pit lane he goes. Not the most
duct tape on that bitch.
not the most graceful entrance to the pit lane I've ever seen, but beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, the problem here with the red sidewall tires for Liam Curtin, and again he's last place, so there's nothing to lose. I'm not second guessing the call, but looking at it just from the numbers, he's not really able to consistently put up really solid lap times to really take advantage of those red sidewall tires. So I think this is probably going to be a bit of a downer for him.
Is it true that if you have the red sidewall tires, you have to listen to The Red by Chevelle on repeat?
That would get old real fast.
I don't know. Depends on your particular frame of mind, I think.
No, I don't mind the song, but I mean, for an entire hour, I feel like that would be a nightmare.
Not the entire hour, just while the tires are on.
Okay. Then that'd be okay. That'd be like I don't know, six revolutions of the song, so it's not too bad.
It'd be pretty dope, I think. You just come around whipping around the corner, sing right again, sing right again. And he's like, I'm gonna get you, you fuck. Just hype yourself up beyond all reasonable realms of sanity.
Luciano Ichazo's tires seem to have fallen off. He's down into the 56s. Either that or he's just making a mistake. But he is still faster than Richard DeRouche, so as much as the red sidewalls have, air quotes, fallen off at this point, they appear to be still pretty comparable to the primes.
Your boy Juan Barcadero seems to have experienced some damage.
Indeed, we'll go have a look at...
Do it.
Probably a missing front wing, and I am correct in stating that it is a missing front wing for John Barker.
God. Who built these cars? Southern California housewives? Oh, I bumped into the wall. My nose is gone again. I have to go in and get that fixed.
The answer to your question is Delara built these cars.
Jeebus. Can we get a little support structure in there? Can we get it made out of carbon fiber? Is it made out of carbon fiber?
I believe so, yes.
Can we get it made out of something better than that, maybe?
No, well, the problem is always you're picking between weight and structure intensity, of course.
I got an idea. You have the whole thing made of just cheap steel, and you sharpen all the edges and make it no super pointy, so that you can really do some damage. And then we race. You just come up behind him with your front wing, right up behind his rear tire, and zip.
John Barker in the pit lane. So Douglas DeGroot is back out there on alternate tires again. I hope that's not the same set that he was using before. I hope he took the time to change them. But I don't know.
Mr. DeGroot is going to have to come up behind you, and then you're going to get a demote. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Because he's going to pass you, and you're going to get demoted. That's the joke.
Fastest man on the track last lap was Christoph Verstappen. He is on the primes. So at this point, I don't think any of the alternate tire strategy runners are making tremendous waves anyways.
What about rogue waves?
I mean, it's possible.
Has a Maxwell Simonson done a pit stop yet?
He has.
Interesting.
Should have one more yet. Max Simons, by the way, back-to-back illegal laps, Max. That's the Max we know.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he qualified, just to be honest with you.
Not sure where he's violating track. You know what? It's easy to violate track limits here. You can do it through Eau Rouge, Blanchiment, Pouillon, lots of places.
So, like, you just listed every corner that there is, right?
No, there's more corners than that.
I don't believe you, but go on.
So Luciano Ichazo, who went with the red sidewall tires, is in the pits. I'm very interested to see what he puts on the car. So I'm going to rocket through this pit stop here because there's nothing else really happening on the track right now. And he's back out in primes, so doesn't feel like he can get 21 minutes out of the alternates.
I mean, he is no Jürgen Walby.
I was racing with Jürgen Walby in a ranked server the other day, actually.
Very nice.
It's him and Christoph Verstappen. Christoph finished 5th. Jürgen finished 3rd. I finished 14th, so nowhere near them, of course.
And were there more than 14 people on the track?
There were.
Okay, good.
25.
Very nice.
A lot of the ones behind me didn't make it to the end.
I was going to say, if you're going to tell me there's 12 people on the track and you finished 14th, then there's a problem.
No, I want to say I beat 3 cars on track and the rest retired. I got taken out at corner 1. It was a little salty.
Yeah, I could dig that.
Shout out to Mr. Godwin, who hit me in the butt.
It's Javier! Sorry, what?
It is Javier Perez Torres.
Javier. I can feel it, Javi, in the air tonight. Hold on.
So the question, the interesting thing is if enough people thought that the second stint was good for alternate tires, I'm gonna say we're gonna see some dice rolling here in the final stint with some alternate tires.
See,
that's why I feel like Mike Stofmeel might be looking at the alternate tires, and might be a little hungry.
I think Javi was having some weird issues practicing for this track, so very impressive that he isn't not only in 8th place, but hasn't had any shenanigans or dumb fuckery happen to him.
Well, so to be honest, as I told Javi when he was talking to me about practicing for Spa, I was sure to mention that almost everyone was probably having those same problems. Mm-hmm. That's the nature of the track. But he's done really well today.
Stofmeel went sideways for no reason, so yeah. There you go.
Wayne Hutchison in the pit lane. We'll see what he does for tires. It's always interesting to see what Wayne does with tires and stuff and fuel because he's always weird.
He's going to put an alternate tire on the front left and the rear right, and then the rest of the other primes.
If you could only do that in this game, you can't do it now.
That would be pretty gangster.
Looks like he's rejoining with prime tires, so nothing interesting from Wayne there. So if he was using Liam Curtin as his guide dog for how the alternates would do, that makes sense because Liam's not really lighting the world up on those alternate tires, unfortunately.
Get him, Javi, go! Also, be sure to tune in next week when Javier and Mike and I watch the Deontay Wilder fight tonight for no reason. As a matter of fact, if you tune in next week, you fucked up.
True enough.
I noticed that you had not responded. Javier cordially invited you to watch the fights, and you just were a total jerk.
I will probably watch the fights.
Huzzah!
John Barker coming around in 11th place at the moment. Been a pretty bad race for John Barker, actually.
He's had a little shenanigans and chicanery.
It's not been very fast either, though. His fastest lap is only a 59.6, which is the slowest fastest lap of anybody.
See, I was trying to be nice to the guy, and you just gotta go air all the business out.
Hey, I feel like John Barker appreciates that honesty.
That may be true, and or he may challenge you to a duel.
I'm down with either.
Neat. Can we put that on pay-per-view?
Javier in 7th place. Be nice if Javi could get himself a pretty solid result here. Still needs to make another pit stop.
Javi to the podium confirmed.
I think for that to happen, we're going to need some things. Javi, you're strapping on the alternate tires and going for it.
Hell yeah. Give him the business.
Problem with the alternate tire idea is that looking at Luciano Echazo's run and Douglas DeGroote's run and Liam Curtin's run, they only got 2 or 3 quick laps in before the tires went off. So I don't know if this is a viable strategy.
I'm saying somebody needs to get Jürgen Walby on the phone because that man can make anything work.
That's true. Jürgen Walby and Wayne Hutchinson aren't by far. Oh, Max Simonson. Race leader is in the pit lane. We'll see what he does. Got 16 minutes and change to go. Does he go red sidewall or does he just keep walking the primes? What do you think, Byron? What do you think, Byron? You think Max will take the gamble?
No. If I was in first, I would not take the gamble. But, I mean, I would encourage everybody else to gamble for my own entertainment. I mean, he's clearly the fastest guy on the track tonight. So, just do what you're doing.
Well, I'd say actually Christopher Streppen right now has been the fastest guy on the track for the last little bit.
You would say that.
He's been doing quite well.
Just because you're a Belch sympathizer.
And Simons is going prime tires, so he's going prime all the way.
Do you think Stofmeel listens to Golden Earring nonstop when he's driving?
Probably not.
What? What do you mean?
Considering he lectures me about listening to music, I'm going to go with a no.
This is the greatest band ever to come out of the nether regions.
I didn't say he didn't listen to them. I said it's not while he's driving.
Well, that sounds to me like some unpatriotic.
Well, you know what? I was kind of shitting on the alternate tire run, but Luciano Echazo has made his final pit stop. Richard Druche just did as well, and Luciano's got 11 seconds on him, so maybe more valid than I was thinking.
Perhaps.
We'll see how it shakes out. I guess we didn't see Luciano running poor laps. Even after the alternates fell off, they were still comparable to the primes. So maybe just getting that 3-second burst for 3 to 6 seconds was totally worth it.
Is it possible that anybody's going to finish without that final pit stop?
It is definitely possible. I don't know what the fuel numbers are around here. And we, of course, have seen some people do some miraculous stuff.
I'm just thinking, your boy Stofmeel's in second place and didn't really make up a ton of ground between himself and first place for a while.
Could it be that Mike is? Could it be? Well, it'd be more that he has to be saving fuel more than anything else.
Possibly.
So,
well, I mean, it's easy. You get 3 or 4 Gatorade bottles full of fuel and just chuck them in the tank. No problem. You just forego the beverage containers and just hook up the fuel. Just don't drink.
Martin Edmonds, I think, made his pit stop as he's dropping back. Although, there we go. I was gonna say it didn't say he was in the pits, but now it does. I was gonna say Martin Edmonds definitely was not going on a one stop. That would be ridiculous.
No.
And Martin is going prime to the end, so no one has gambled on the alternates for the third stint yet. Well, I suppose technically Douglas DeGroote might be on his third stint now on alternate tires, but I think he'll have a fourth stint. That's what that really did. Because he's been on those alts for a while. And they're doing okay, actually. He just did a 58.4 last time around, so it's not a bad lap time. It's not a good lap time, but it's not a bad lap time.
You come around that corner doing at least 75,000 miles an hour and you're turning yourself in within 1 minute and 16-second lap times.
Not on this track. Not on this track.
Well, that sounds like a bunch of quitter talk.
This is one of the
Vayrons.
This is one of the longest tracks in the game.
Get you one of them
it's not
Vayrons and a Koenigsegg.
Oh, Christoph in. All right, so race leader in the pit lane. Mike Stofmeel in the pit lane. All righty. Here it goes. I was kind of hoping he'd try and just go balls out it the whole way. All right. Well, with 12 minutes left, though, I think alts. I think alts. Both these guys will go alternate tires.
Come on, son.
Looking for some red sidewalls from these two cars.
Give Daddy what he wants.
Daniel Hernandez is also in the pit lane. So Simmons will reacquire the lead.
Send a shout out to Daniel Hernandez.
Alternate tires. Stofmeel and Verstappen. Verstappen got out of the pits bad. If he doesn't get black flag for it, it doesn't matter.
Fair enough. It looked like somebody might have been speeding, but I'm not going to say anything.
I think it's more Verstappen just didn't get out of the pit lane well.
That seems fair.
I have noticed this actually. If you run the AI control in the pit lane, which gives you a cleaner pit stop, the AI does not hit the gas nearly as much as a human will. We had this at Indianapolis. We had this at the
viewers to the Bob Ross Racing Extravaganza. With some happy little trees and a friend for the happy little tree.
Javier in the pits.
Come on, Javi, go for the Reds.
All right, Javi, is it going to be Reds? Javi doesn't even get a pit stall.
I'd like to welcome everybody back to the Bob Ross Racing channel.
Daniel Hernandez went alternates.
That is pretty good.
So we got some gambles. Javi's going Reds! Javi's going Red!
The Red!
All right. Will not gambling cost Max Simons at the front, or will the gamble be what secures him the victory?
Boy, we about to find out.
We about to find out when Mike Stofmeel and Christoph Verstappen come across the line. Let's see what laps they are rocking. They are getting close to the finish now. This is for Blanchiment. Actually, at the moment, I believe this is Blanchiment. Yes, it is. That's a really fast corner. Love doing that corner. To the bus stop. And to the start-finish straight. What do we got from Mike Stofmeel and Christoph Verstappen? Or was this the outlap? This might have been the outlap, actually. Yeah, okay. I got all excited for I got all excited for nothing. That didn't show us anything. Did not tell us anything.
I'd like to point out that Stofmeel has made up almost 2 seconds on Max Simmons since coming out of the pits.
Mm-hmm. Still got a ways to go, though.
How much ballast does your boy Stofmeel have?
I don't know off the top of my head, actually.
Like 2 horses, 5 horses? Whoa, Liam! Whoa, boy!
Oh, I was looking at the ballast.
Jeebus Creebus.
Got robbed of what happened there, Byron. You saw something I didn't.
Yeah, I saw Liam go herky jerky triple deke straight into the wall. Jeebus Creebus, I have no idea how that happened. I don't play these games. I don't know how you control them, but it looked like he did everything wrong and then freaked out and did it even more wrong. R.I.P. Liam Curtin. The black curtain shall be lowered for you.
Well, we'll see if he can drag himself around.
I would like to send a shout out to Daniel Hernandez, who was served a shit sandwich right out the gate, and then has persevered and has actually climbed up to 10th place.
9th place.
So 9th place. My bad. So your boy's got some stick-to-itiveness, and I would like to celebrate that.
All right, so Stofmeel and Verstappen appear to have taken another second out of Max Simons on these alternate tires.
Yeah.
They have a little bit of traffic up ahead of them, so somebody needs to get out of the way there.
Remove yourself.
So, oh my God, Stofmeel just did a 53.8. So that's by far the fastest lap of the race.
Let's be honest, that's a 53.9. Let's be real honest.
53.9, yeah. 53.899. You're right. 53.9. Still, the previous fastest was in the 55s, so that's just absolute shit.
I'm not saying one thing or the other. I'm just saying.
Verstappen's lap was unfortunately illegal, so I'm not sure what he ran.
Dunno. Probably something faster.
Probably something in the, I'm gonna say 54 range, because it looked like Stofmeel stretched the legs a little bit there.
I mean, you at home can't see me, but I'm making the fishing pole reeling in motion right now.
Are you suggesting that Mike Stofmeel's got one on the hook?
Yeah. Not only is he reeling Max in, but he's making a bigger gap between him and Verstappen.
Verstappen right now is struggling with that lap traffic, which is actually really playing to Stofmeel's advantage.
Go team, fucking block him off. Yay, team play.
One of the UPS cars in the middle there, not sure who. Richard, oh no, Richard Derouche sporting a 100% damage.
Uh-oh.
And it's a missing front end, and I think he's got suspension damage because that thing is crabbing like you would not believe right now.
Crabbing not good. Lobstering, it's okay.
Liam Curtin in the pit lane with damage. He looks like he's going to swap onto alternate tires for the last 6 minutes.
Get him. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be real close.
Last lap for Stofmeel, 53.8.
Ha-cha-cha.
Wayne Hutchinson in 6th place now with Richard's sad demise. Well, not demise.
Actually,
he's still in the race.
Stofmeel's last lap was an invalid.
Indeed, but it did show that it shows the value and then goes to invalid.
What a crazy over.
54.5 for Verstappen. So Verstappen is not lighting it up nearly as hard right now.
Correct. Your boy Javier is in 7th place.
Javier did a 55.1.
Get him, Javi.
Go, Javi! He's got his sights set on Wayne Hutchison.
Listen, your boy in the snot rocket needs to get the hell out the way because Stofmeel's coming in.
Indeed, I think it's probably Liam Curtin.
Black curtains. I thought he was dead. I thought that guy was dead.
He got it. He got into the pit lane and got her fixed.
Well done, sir.
And rocking those red sidewalls. Yeah, it is Curtin because I can see the red sidewalls. The only other green car is Wayne Hutchison, who's running primed. Doesn't have to get out of the way yet. Stofmeel's not that close.
He's about to be. He's getting closer with every single meter.
For sure.
Holy dog! It's gonna be a 5-minute shootout here coming up.
Oh no, Javi's got damage.
No. Javi, you can do it.
You might want to switch on to Javi's car right now.
I don't know. Stofmeel's really close.
Sir, he might be in hyperspace.
Javi, is not that I don't love you. It's just that holy fucking shit.
You're missing some shit. I'm just saying, you're missing some shit.
It's totally fine. I understand. I'll watch the replay later.
It was interesting. 54 flat last time around for Stofmeel, so still burning it up. He has got Max Simons in his sights. Liam Curtin is now behind him, so there's no...
Oh my goodness, it's showing Javier in space now. Oh,
yeah,
Lord have
mercy. Yeah. I did. What the fuck? I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, race room's always trying to hold the brown man down. I just don't get it.
Looks like Javier had a connection issue. He's not shown on the control panel anymore.
He has had some real problems with the game just crashing on him lately, so I'm gonna go with that's probably what it was.
Might need to do a fresh install.
Probably. which you can do after the fights this evening.
Wow, yeah, for sure. Mike Stofmeel.
I feel like the Jaws theme should be just playing here for the last 5 minutes of this race. Anybody, are you going to be uploading this?
Yes.
Can you do that? Can you just get the Jaws theme and just put like really low?
Depends
just
on whether I can get away with that on a copyright, because we've been nailed on copyright before.
What? For what?
Someone decided to put AC/DC as a music theme to one of our highlight videos.
Oh,
that was,
okay.
That was a bad plan.
Never mind. I think Disney owns everything, so Disney might own that and then try and put you in the grave. In other news, Max,
you're 4/10 ahead of Mike Stofmeel.
Which means
all right. Lap comparison. That last lap, Max did a 55.6, a 54, like better than a 54 flat for Stofmeel.
Yeah, sir, you may just want to get out of the way.
The gamble has not really worked for Verstappen, though. He put up a 57 flat.
I mean, I recognize that they're on the same team, but here we go.
Yep, Stofmeel says, I would like that championship, please. And Mike around the outside of Lake Home.
It's your boy.
It's been the popular overtaking place all day. Mike Stofmeel at Lake Home.
He got it.
He's got it.
It's already widening. It's already widening.
Well, it depends. These alternate tires, they fell off around this point for other people. So we'll see.
Fair enough. Can he hold it for a minute 30?
There'll be the rest of this lap and then next lap.
Oh yeah, you got it. Forgot about the weird wraparound lap.
Yep. Because I think for sure they'll get another lap after this one. So Simons is not done yet.
Same team, man. Same team. Said Max Simons as your boy just whips past him.
Yeah, but I'm the team leader.
Correct. And this is how we do it. This is how we do it.
Mike Stofmeel reminding Max Simmons, you're a good driver and all, but you are the Rubens Barrichello of this team. I am the Michael Schumacher.
Every time Rubens Barrichello comes up, I am reminded of the time that Jeremy Clarkson wanted to push he had a bust of Rubens Barrichello made out of butter and wanted to push it through a fan. I don't know if it was a joke or animosity or what the deal was.
I've never actually really been able to figure it out.
I'm just going to go with long-standing joke between the two of them.
We can hope so, because there's nothing to hate about Rubens.
I don't know anything about him other than that one thing from Jeremy Clarkson.
Rubens was just a number 2 driver for a long time to Michael Schumacher during his dominance. He got fucked out of so many race wins where it's just like, yeah, Rubens, we're going to need you to move aside for Michael to take the win.
At some point, I would just not do that. I would do a full count.
Yeah, but then you lose your Ferrari spot.
Hey, if you can beat the guy, you go somewhere else and you beat the guy.
Nah, he really couldn't. Like, most of the time Schumacher would be beating him. It's just like you get like 2001 was a good example. There was like a title battle between David Coulthard and Michael Schumacher early in the season, and in hindsight, this looks really bad because Coulthard faded badly when the McLaren just couldn't keep up, and Schumacher won the title by like a wide margin. But at the Red Bull Ring, Austria, Barrichello was leading on the last lap, and they're just like, "Yeah, Rubens, we're gonna have to ask you to move aside." We need to think about the championship, Rubens. Rubens probably does have one of the greatest like first win ever stories. It was 2000 German Grand Prix. He started 18th on the grid, and because of a little bit of wet weather, he managed to take the victory.
Very nice.
Speaking of victory, Mike Stofmeel coming to the line to take the victory, and it is in the bag for Mike Stofmeel. 55-1 at the end there, so the tires are still on. Verstappen off the track. Is that Verstappen?
Yeah, it was.
It is Verstappen off. He's still gonna pick up third by the looks of it. So
yeah.
Okay. Some lap cars coming through.
So, to put things in perspective, your boy Stofmeel carved his way all the way into first, and Verstappen really didn't close that much of a gap between him and Simmons.
It looked like Verstappen struggled a lot with the traffic, to be honest, and maybe just couldn't turn the tires on to the same level that Mike Stofmeel did.
Well, there you go.
Following them, it is Martin Edmonds, Luciano Ichazo. Not sure if the Ichazo mid-run alternates really meant anything, ironically, because Richard DeRouche had that crash, and that was kind of like who we were looking at for comparison purposes. Wayne Hutchison taking 6th place. Well, not yet. That is him right on our screen, heading towards the final. Daniel Hernandez, that first round trouble, 7th place. Congratulations,
nice.
Daniel.
Richard stick-to-itiveness and some gumption.
Richard DeRouche, Douglas DeGroot, and Liam Curtin also making it to the end. Liam Curtin had, I think, 2 stops for damage, so congratulations to him.
R.I.P. Javier.
R.I.P. Javier. Does anyone have a spaceship capable of going into hyperspace? Because
I mean,
we might need to rescue a Mexican American at this point.
I mean, your boy. I know he enjoys the vitamins, but he might have hit it a little hard.
He's gone on a journey.
Your boy Stofmeel with the top rank, and
we also lost John Barker somewhere towards the end. Not sure what happened there. It's only 10 cars making it to the end. Pretty good race, though. Pretty good race. It kept us interested to the very end.
I mean, I'm not interested anymore, but I mean, you know.
Well, it's over now.
It's over now.
Yeah, well, you look at the fastest laps, and it just the red sidewalls didn't work for Verstappen. Fastest lap 54.5. Max Simons, who never took the alternate tires, did a 55.1. So
yeah,
just not really paying off there for him, but it paid off in a big way for Mike Stofmeel. So I think it was the right call. I just think it didn't really work out. Not sure about that mid sector red sidewalls. Again, Luciano Ichazo was kind of our gauge for that, and Richard DeRouche's problems kind of made that not really a viable data point. But anyways, that was the series for Race Room. I wish I could do the numbers to tell you who won the championship for the teams. For the drivers, it'll be Mike Stofmeel. That's easy. But for the teams, I'm not entirely certain, but I do believe Code Brown UPS probably took it home in this case, because they did have the top 2 drivers in addition to Luciano Ichazo in 5th place and Daniel Hernandez in 7th. In fact, I'm going to go bold and say that Code Brown did in fact win. I don't think that there's really a mathematical scenario where Cobalt did enough to fight back.
I would like to accept the trophy on behalf of team whatever who the hell won, and legally just keep that at my house.
Awesome. Anyways, we'll see you next time. We've got upcoming Assetto Corsa action tomorrow. Assetto Corsa Competizione, actually from this exact same track. Spa Francorchamps again.
Boring. Let's flip it upside down.
Nah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'll be racing in that one, so I won't be on the commentary duties. That should be provided to you by Mr. Matt Higgs and Mr. Cole McCrae.
Sounds like a plan to me.
We've also got Monza action for 3D Speed coming up, as well as the Academy next week. And I think that's it. I think that's everything. So help everyone enjoy Spa Francorchamps in IndyCars, a site that we'll probably never see in real life. But hopefully, someday the IndyCar series will make its way to Spa Francorchamps across the pond and do some driving here. Because that would be pretty exciting.
I'm excited.
Are you excited? Is your dick hard?
I got at least a 3/4 chub.
All right, so Byron, you have anything last to leave the people with?
Cucumber tastes better pickle?
All right.